Live from Fox 39 and your home team. Eyewitness News at 9 starts now.
More details come from Friday night's officer-involved shooting. Authorities share how many shots were fired and the amount of times the suspect was hit. Plus, President Donald Trump's medical team give an update on his symptoms. We learn how important the next 48 hours will be. And gunshots ring out overnight in Beloit. Officers find 2 people suffering from being shot. We'll share what police have told us so far. Good evening, I'm Alexis Carpello. Thanks for joining us tonight. Winnebago County State's Attorney and investigators give an update on Friday night's officer-involved shooting investigation. Dylan Saraki was there to learn the new details, including how many times the suspect was shot by a Rockford police officer.
Mr. Jones was struck 3 times, the right arm, and 2 times in the lower back.
Winnebago County State's Attorney Marilyn Height-Ross says 21-year-old Tyrese Jones is in stable but critical condition after being shot by a Rockford police officer Friday night.
We obviously hope and pray that he continues to improve and is removed from the critical status.
According to Height-Ross, the shooting happened following an attempted traffic stop. Jones was wanted on 3 separate warrants, including aggravated discharge of a firearm.
When the officers attempted to stop Mr. Jones, he fled. He then crashed his vehicle into another vehicle, fled that vehicle, approached another motorist, and appeared to have a weapon. At that time, the officer discharged his weapon.
The Winnebago-Boone County Integrity Task Force is investigating the shooting. So far, no weapon has been recovered from the scene.
Last night we had about 10 or 15 detectives working the case, and today we're still working through the clock, including our crime scene investigators, processing vehicles, interviewing witnesses, and gathering video, and completing the investigations.
Investigators are asking anyone with information on the shooting to come forward.
It is an ongoing investigation. We are looking for any individuals that were in the area that may not have remained in the area to reach out to the Winnebago-Boone County Integrity Task Force during the investigative process. I'm asking for patience, peace, and calm. Once the investigation has been completed and reviewed by the State's Attorney's Office, that decision and those results will be released to the public at that time.
Reporting in Rockford for your home team, I'm Dylan Saraki.
Rockford police are investigating a shooting scene on the city's west side. It happened on West State Street near the Citgo gas station. Police say a 26-year-old male was shot. He was taken to a local hospital. At this time, investigators say his condition is unknown. They haven't shared any information on a suspect. A woman dies after being shot in Beloit overnight. City of Beloit Police Department were called around 2 this morning to Park and Grand Avenues, right next to Horace White Park. That's where they found a 26-year-old female and a 32-year-old male suffering from gunshot wounds. The female was rushed to a local hospital and later died. The male is being treated for non-life-threatening injuries. Police say several shots were fired at the scene. No word on any suspect. But City of Beloit police ask if anyone has information related to the shooting, call them. You can find that phone number on mystateline.com. A person is dead after being struck by a vehicle on the city's northeast side. Police say the crash happened around 1:20 this morning on Central Avenue between Kilburn and Gilbert Avenues. The pedestrian was transported to a local hospital with severe injuries and later pronounced dead. The road was shut down for hours as police investigated the scene. No further details were provided. Now, over 7.4 million people in the United States have tested positive for COVID-19, including President Donald Trump. This morning, the president remains at Walter Reed Medical Center, where he is being treated. Rena Roy has the latest.
President Trump spent the night at Walter Reed Medical Center, where he is receiving treatment after experiencing coronavirus symptoms. Sources close to the president tell ABC News he was having trouble breathing and received supplemental oxygen on Friday, prompting his transfer to the military hospital.
Thursday, he had a mild cough and some nasal congestion and fatigue, all of which are now resolving and improving.
His doctor saying he is happy with the president's progress.
And the president this morning is not on oxygen, not having difficulty breathing or walking around the White House Medical Unit upstairs.
Amid questions over transparency on when the president was first diagnosed and the severity of his condition, his doctor issuing a memo this afternoon clarifying the timeline, saying he incorrectly used the term 72 hours when he meant day 3 and 48 hours when he meant day 2. On Twitter Saturday afternoon, the president calling the doctors and nurses at Walter Reed amazing, writing, "With their help, I'm feeling well." The president first tweeting just after midnight on Friday that he and the First Lady had tested positive for COVID-19. That announcement coming just hours after learning Hope Hicks, one of the president's top aides, had tested positive for the virus. Hicks traveled with the president to the debate in Cleveland this past Tuesday and then to a packed rally in Minnesota on Wednesday. Many now focusing on this Rose Garden ceremony last Saturday for Supreme Court nominee Amy Coney Barrett. Several people in attendance confirmed positive, including North Carolina Senator Tom Tillis, Utah Senator Mike Lee, and Notre Dame University President Father John Jenkins, and former White House advisor Kellyanne Conway, who tweeted, "My symptoms are mild, light cough, and I'm feeling fine," as well as Chris Christie, who was part of the president's debate prep team. Trump's campaign manager, Bill Stepien, who was with the president at the debate, has also tested positive. There is now concern for Joe Biden, who spent more than 90 minutes on stage with the president, 13 feet apart, but without masks. The 77-year-old former vice president says he and his wife Jill have both tested negative for the virus and have wished the First family well.
This is not a matter of politics. It's a bracing reminder to all of us that we have to take this virus seriously. It's not going away automatically.
That was Rena Roy reporting. Out of the 7 million confirmed COVID-19 cases in the country, more than 300,000 come from Illinois. Today, over 2,400 additional cases were recorded, including 31 additional deaths. Over 1,500 people are hospitalized. 361 of those patients were in the ICU and 140 on ventilators. The 7-day positivity rate statewide remained at 3.4%. Region 1, which includes most state-line counties, has hovered above 8% for 3 consecutive days. Winnebago County is just over 9% positivity rate. To lower the positivity rate in Region 1, new COVID-19 mitigation rules start today. Restaurants and bars in Region 1 cannot serve customers indoors. They're also being asked to close at 11 p.m. All events are limited to 25% capacity, with a maximum of 25 people allowed. Casinos and other forms of gaming are limited to the same capacity. They also have to close at 11. Dozens of protesters walked from Beloit to Janesville this morning, demanding justice for Breonna Taylor. The group started at Riverside Park at 11 and will finish at the Rock County Courthouse in Janesville. Many came equipped with umbrellas, jackets, and even signs. Not everyone participated in the walk, but wanted to still show up to show their support for the cause.
To continually stand for justice against all the injustice and allowing the ones that's causing the injustice to know that we're taking a stand against all the racism and hate and the injustice.
The march was expected to take over 4 hours from start to finish. As the colder months are approaching, it's hard to beat the comfort of a new pair of socks. Today's Car and Coffee Rockford collected socks and other items for Rock House kids. It was part of their season-ending fundraiser. Socks are one of the biggest needs for Rock House kids. Attendees were asked to bring a new unopened pair of socks to donate for anyone 10 years and older.
Socks are a very commonplace, everyday thing that we all just automatically put on in the morning. So for a lot of our kids, families are unable to provide them. So that's one of our goals and missions, is to provide basic life essentials for the kids that we serve.
Over 800 socks were collected, as well as $300 in donations.
Now your first warm weather forecast with meteorologist Kevin Doom.
Today was one of the rainier Saturdays we had in quite a while. Scattered showers have been moving through pretty much the entirety of the day, just some light showers, but you can see we don't have all too much rain left to work with out of this system, so conditions will be dry here within the next few hours. In fact, you can just see how much drier the area is up to our north and northwest where our winds are coming from. So over the next 12 to 18 hours, all this dry air is going to be pulled down into the state line, which is not only going to get rid of the rain, but most of the cloud cover as well. And though it's been raining for much most of the day. The light nature of the rain has only resulted in a few hundredths of an inch. You can see 4/100ths of an inch only have fallen so far in Rockford. So despite seeing rain for most of the day, really haven't accumulated all that much through the day. Now, this rain will likely stick with us through the rest of the evening, possibly stretching into the overnight hours, but shortly after midnight, conditions should dry out. A lot of this cloud cover is going to start to clear up as well. So tomorrow we'll wake up to partly cloudy skies after seeing mostly cloudy skies for much of our Saturday. By tomorrow afternoon and evening, we should be seeing mostly sunny skies over the state line, and then clear conditions will stick with us through the night and into Monday, when we should be seeing plenty of sunshine to kick off your work week. And today was unfortunately the last really good chance of rain that we're going to see for quite a while. You can see over the next week or so, really the only decent chance for a little bit of rain that we see is late Monday into Tuesday. Other than that, not really seeing any significant chances of rain all the way through the end of the next work week, which isn't all too surprising considering if you joined us last night, we told you that overall the month of October is expected to be rather dry, very dry in fact, here over the Midwest. Now here's a live look over downtown Beloit, East Gramercy, SkyTrack, where conditions are cool and wet, pretty much the same as pretty much anywhere else in the state line for the time being. Now temperatures only made it into the lower to middle 50s today. Once again, we should be in the upper 60s for this time of year. This is now the second consecutive day that we've been stuck in the 50s. Only 55 for a high today in Rockford, and temperatures have since fallen down into the 40s. Right now we're at 48 in Rockford, whereas it's 46 in Rochelle, 47 for those of you down in DeKalb, and 45 for our current temperature out in Freeport. Now this cold air is going to stick with us at least for another day, because we're expecting some very strong winds coming out of the north and the northwest tomorrow, and you can see just how cool the air is up there right now. Green Bay sitting at 42, Duluth, Minnesota only at 36 degrees. So despite seeing a lot of added sunshine tomorrow, conditions will likely stay nice and cool at least for one more day. Now tonight temperatures will fall into the lower 40s. That rain will taper off shortly after midnight, if not before then. Going into tomorrow, temperatures will only be in the mid 50s once again. We will see a lot of extra sunshine though for our Sunday. It's also going to be very breezy, winds gusting as high as 25 miles an hour at times. These clear conditions though will last through the night between Sunday and Monday, which will cause temperatures to be quite a bit cooler, so we'll be back down into the 30s, maybe seeing a few isolated patches of frost once again, but 60s return to the state line on Monday, which is where we will spend pretty much the entirety of the week until next weekend, when 70s finally return to the state line.
Now the Napleton Sports Desk with David Greenberg.
From bad to worse, the going keeps on getting a little rougher for the Cubs after yesterday's 2-0 loss to the Marlins. Not even 24 hours after the season had embarrassingly come to an end, reports came in today that Cubs President of Operations Theo Epstein would not be continuing with the team long term. It is believed this is Epstein's decision. He is scheduled to have a meeting with owner Tom Ricketts sometime next week to discuss the future. Epstein's contract is up in 2021. It is still undetermined if he'll stay with the team for the remaining year. Bears game against the Indianapolis Colts tomorrow was moved from noon to 3:25 as a result of positive COVID tests on both the Chiefs and Patriots. The two teams were scheduled to play each other at that time, but the league has delayed that game. The Bears come in undefeated at 3-0, while the Colts are 2-1. In other Bears news, quarterback Tyler Bray was promoted from the practice squad to the active roster. As of now, the team has not announced any explanation, just the recent transaction. Today was the final round of the Nick 10 Conference Boys Golf Tournament. It was cold and rainy outside, so not the most ideal conditions, but these guys battled. Starting it off here was E-Rab's Ben Beachy. He had a solid round today and was able to show off a little bit of magic in between holes. He finished with a two-day total of 157, good for 5th place. Guilford's Connor Knuth finished 1 spot and 3 strokes ahead of Beachy with a total of 154. That was good for 4th place. Boylan came away with the two of the top 3 thanks to Nolan Bronze and Cooper Watt. Bronze took home 3rd place, and Watt, a sophomore, took home 1st place by an 8-stroke lead. Watt finished with a 2-day total of 144, with Bronze shooting a 153. Taking a look at the team results from today, Rockford East comes in 4th. Hononegah gets top 3. The Vikings come in 2nd, and with the win, Boylan also clinches the overall conference title. For girls cross-country action, we go to the Fuller Forest Preserve. Winnebago hosted Lutheran, Stockton, and Durand-Pecatonica. As usual, the Winnebago girls ran away with this meet, and as usual, senior Natalia Martino led the way. No one was near her at the finish. Sophomore Grace Erb took 2nd place. The boys meet at Fuller Forest Preserve featured the same schools, Winnebago, Durand, Pecatonica, Lutheran, and Stockton. As they blazed through the trails, it became clear this was going to be a much tighter race than the girls was. Down the stretch, it was Stockton junior Connor Vincent who was able to hold off Lutheran's Chris Kellogg for the individual championship. Liam Hammond of Durand Pecatonica came in third place, leading Durand Pecatonica to the team championship with 24 points. Winnebago finished second with 49 points.
Yeah, definitely. My best race by far. I just felt better this race than my other ones. I just haven't been running that well.
How encouraged are you by this? How much better can you get in the remaining weeks?
I think I could do really well. I just need to practice harder, push myself to the limits.
There was swimming action at Jefferson, the Jayhawk Invitational. Swimmers from 9 schools were represented, but throughout the event, they kept the number of people in the pool area under 40. This is the 100-yard breaststroke. Byron's Haley Grow-Herring just edged out Guilford's Ella Gasparini for the win. The next event, the 50-yard butterfly, had some very talented swimmers, including Byron's Audrey Kilmer and Hononegah's Elena Kitzman. It was a tight finish. Kitzman, on the right, just edged Kilmer for the victory. Byron won the team championship. Hononegah finished second, and Guilford took third.
Light showers continue to fall over most of the state line this evening, as we can see using our First Warn interactive radar sponsored by Rockford Auto Glass and More. Now, conditions should dry out through the overnight hours of tonight. This is going to leave us with dry and mostly sunny conditions for much of our Sunday tomorrow. It's not going to be much warmer, unfortunately. Temperatures only reaching the lower to middle 50s for highs. 60s do return to the state line on Monday, when we see a slight chance for a little bit of rain late Monday to Tuesday. That's about the only chance of rain we're going to see this week, but temperatures will slowly warm through the week, eventually getting back to the 70s by the weekend.
Thanks, Kevin. That's our show. Thanks for joining us. Have a great night.